What if I told you that the greatest boxer in history wasn't just a champion, but a man who redefined the sport itself? Sugar Ray Robinson, with his dazzling footwork, unmatched skill, and relentless drive, wasn't just a fighter, he was a legend. Join us as we dive into the life and career of the man many consider to be the greatest boxer of all time, and discover why his name is still revered in the boxing world today. Early life and rise to fame. Sugar Ray Robinson, born Walker Smith Jr. on May 3, 1921, in Ely, Georgia, is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential boxers in the history of the sport. His remarkable skill, ferocity, and longevity in the ring have earned him the title of pound-for-pound greatest, and he has become a symbol of excellence in boxing, transcending the sport itself. Robinson's journey to greatness began in his early years in Harlem, New York, where his family moved when he was young. Robinson, like many other boxers, was introduced to the sport at a young age. He initially began boxing under the name Ray Robinson to avoid his mother's disapproval of his new hobby. Little did she know, her son would go on to change the sport forever. At just 19 years old, Robinson made his professional debut in 1940. He quickly gained attention for his swift footwork, combination punches, and overall skill. His style, a mixture of speed, precision, and agility, made him a force to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. Robinson's rise in boxing was meteoric. In his first 40 professional fights, he was undefeated, earning a reputation as one of the most promising young boxers in the world. However, it wasn't just his boxing ability that made Robinson stand out. His charisma, personality, and charm made him a star outside the ring as well. He became one of the first true boxing celebrities, with his name becoming synonymous with grace, strength, and of course, style. His popularity grew rapidly as he was a regular in the newspapers and on the radio. Robinson wasn't just an athlete, he was a cultural icon, representing the aspirations of a generation of African Americans in a time of racial segregation and inequality, moving up to middleweight and the Jake LaMotta rivalry. But Robinson's true genius lay in his ability to adapt. As his career progressed, he moved up in weight classes, taking on bigger and stronger opponents. He transitioned from the welterweight division to the middleweight division, where he would cement his legacy as one of the best. Robinson's move to middleweight was bold, as it would be a true test of his skill against larger fighters. But he passed this test with flying colors. Robinson's career as a middleweight began with his defeat of the formidable Jake LaMotta in 1942. LaMotta was known as a tough, unrelenting fighter, and their rivalry would go on to define both of their careers. The two would face off 6 times over the years, and it was Robinson who emerged victorious in 5 of those bouts. One of their most famous encounters was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1951, where Robinson finally defeated LaMotta in what is considered one of the greatest performances in boxing history. Robinson's mastery of timing, movement, and his ability to adapt in the heat of battle were on full display. Yet it wasn't just LaMotta who felt the full force of Robinson's boxing mastery. He fought and defeated a who's who of boxing legends, including the likes of Kid Gavilan, Gene Fullmer, Carmen Basilio, and numerous others. Robinson's record speaks for itself: 175 wins, 19 losses, and 6 draws, with 108 knockouts. His ability to maintain such an impressive record, especially against elite competition, is a testament to his dominance in the ring. The resilience and mental acumen of Sugar Ray Robinson. What set Robinson apart from other fighters wasn't just his physical abilities, it was his mental acumen. He had an innate understanding of boxing strategy, knowing how to read his opponents and exploit their weaknesses. Robinson's adaptability was his greatest strength. Whether it was shifting between weight classes or adjusting his fighting style, Robinson's versatility allowed him to maintain an edge over nearly every opponent he faced. One of Robinson's defining characteristics was his resilience. Throughout his career, he faced setbacks, including losses and injuries. But his ability to come back from adversity is one of the reasons why he is so highly revered. After a stunning loss to Randolph Turpin in 1951, Robinson was devastated but determined to reclaim his title. In the rematch later that year, Robinson displayed his legendary determination, defeating Turpin and reclaiming the World Middleweight Championship in one of the most unforgettable comebacks in boxing history. Challenges outside the ring. But Robinson's story was not without its challenges. Despite his success in the ring, he faced numerous obstacles outside of it. One of the biggest was racism. In a time when African-American athletes often faced discrimination and inequality, Robinson had to contend with societal pressures that went beyond just fighting opponents. However, his accomplishments on the world stage were not just for himself, they were for every African-American athlete and person who faced oppression. Robinson's success was a beacon of hope and a statement against racial injustice. In 1965, after over 2 decades of fighting, Robinson decided to retire from boxing. He had accomplished everything a boxer could hope to achieve: multiple world titles, a legacy as the best in his weight class, and the admiration of fans and fighters alike. Yet, retirement didn't stick. In 1970, after a brief hiatus from the sport, Robinson returned to the ring. He continued to fight, although at a much slower pace, and by 1971, he retired for good. His later years in boxing weren't as successful as his prime, but his legacy had already been solidified. Robinson's legacy and lasting impact. Robinson's influence on the sport of boxing is undeniable. His ability to combine speed, power, and precision revolutionized the way the sport was viewed. He set the standard for what it meant to be a complete fighter. Many fighters who followed in his footsteps, such as Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather Jr., often cite Robinson as a major influence on their careers. He was the epitome of the modern boxer, blending athleticism, intelligence, and flair in ways that had never been seen before. Even after his retirement, Robinson remained a prominent figure in the world of boxing. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990, and his name continues to be mentioned in discussions about the greatest fighters of all time. His achievements were so great that they transcended the sport, and he became a part of American sports history. In 1989, just a few years before his death, Robinson was ranked as the greatest pound-for-pound boxer of all time by the Associated Press, cementing his place as one of the most important figures in boxing. Robinson's personal life, too, was filled with both triumph and tragedy. While he enjoyed a brief period of fame and fortune, he also faced hardships later in life. He battled financial struggles and health problems, including a series of strokes. Yet through it all, he remained beloved by fans and respected by those who knew him. His influence extended far beyond the boxing ring, and his story served as an inspiration to countless athletes who came after him. Sugar Ray Robinson passed away on April 12, 1989, at the age of 67. His death marked the end of an era in boxing, but his legacy lived on. Robinson's contributions to the sport of boxing were immense, and his impact continues to be felt to this day. He wasn't just a boxer, he was a trailblazer, a cultural icon, and a symbol of excellence. In conclusion, Sugar Ray Robinson's life and career are a testament to the power of perseverance, skill, and adaptability. His legacy as one of the greatest boxers in history is undeniable, and his influence on the sport of boxing is still felt today. Robinson proved that boxing was not just about strength, but about intelligence, precision, and heart. His career continues to inspire generations of fighters, and his place in history as the greatest pound-for-pound boxer is assured. Sugar Ray Robinson was not just a champion in the ring, he was a champion for the ages. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.